I recommend that every small business should create a customer advisory board. So what in the world is a customer advisory board? Well, here's what it is. It's a group of customers. Hey, clever name. It's a group of customers who you use to give you advice and feedback and help for your company. Now, do customer advisory boards necessarily have to be customers? Well, especially when you're in your early days of your business, when you don't yet have paying customers? Absolutely not. Later on, I'd suggest you have at least some buying customers in there, but you can also have non-buying customers on your customer advisory board. So I remember I've had multiple customer advisory boards over the years, and they have been incredibly valuable, helping me to see things that I didn't see myself, giving me a perspective that from their point of view about what we're doing and how we're doing. I actually even had one customer advisory board that we brought in to help to brainstorm names for a new brand name that turned into $1 billion brand. There were actually members of our customer advisory board who sat in the room and helped us come up with a name for that $1 billion brand. But maybe you're not in the stage yet where you're doing $1 billion brand. That's just fine. So what does a customer advisory board look like for most of us who have a smaller, normal company? Especially, let's just focus on the companies that are like producing courses, coaching, consulting, those kinds of things. All right. So a typical customer advisory board might be, hey, 3 to 4 people. That's a really good start. I don't recommend going above like 7 to 10 people. Eventually, 3 to 4 people is a great start. So basically what you're doing is you're asking them questions from time to time, and that's how you position it to them. Hey, we're looking to put together a customer advisory board, a group of people who we will ask questions of from time to time. And then you're going to ask them questions on things like, hey, new product ideas that you've got. Feedback on key pages like sales pages and ads and things like that. Also social media feedback. So they conceivably are part of your social media, following you and telling you, hey, you really blew it when you just did this. And I actually recommend that the customer feedback be something where you're asking them, but you're also giving them direct access into you. So if they see you do something stupid, or they see an opportunity that you're missing, they've got your private email address, got your private text, and they can just send you a note that says, hey, you're blowing it here, or you really should do this, or something like that. Okay. So you're giving them a level of unprecedented access that the normal customer doesn't have. So what's the process of putting them together? The first one is, I suggest you select. Don't open it up to anybody. You select a group of probably 3 to 4 people who are out there who you see are interacting with you from time to time. Maybe they're watching you on social media. Maybe they're replying to emails that you're sending out, those kinds of things. Maybe they've bought your product in the past. Maybe they've met you at a live conference, whatever, but somebody that you've created a connection with, because the next step is to actually naturally befriend them. So you're not trying to go out to a group of people who are strangers to you and say, hey, you want to be on my customer advisory board? No, you're naturally, the way we normally interact with other human beings, creating a friendship basis. And then you're extending them an invite to be part of the customer advisory board. And that doesn't have to be this big formal thing. It's like, hey, I'm putting together a customer advisory board of people who I want to be able to ask questions of from time to time. And maybe they can give me feedback on their own from time to time, and wondered if you'd like to consider being part of it. If they are interested, do a one-on-one interview with them where basically you spend half an hour to an hour and talk to them about who they are, get to know them better, talk to them about their thoughts about your product and how you're doing, and maybe ask them some of the kinds of questions that you'll be later asking the entire group. This gives you a pretty good idea whether you've got a fit with this individual or not. And then once you decide to put them onto your customer advisory board, I suggest you immediately send them a thank you gift. All right, so what's a thank you gift? Well, it can be chocolate, always good. It can be, here's what I do. I have discovered that almost everybody can use an external hard drive backup system, like a Western Digital drive or something like that. External, portable, one of the little ones that actually can be portable. Almost everyone appreciates that. And so for around $100, you can send them 3 to 4 terabytes worth of backup, and almost everybody gets value out of that. I've never had anybody say, I've got so many of these, I don't need any more. I mean, they can give it to their kid. The important thing is they've just gotten a gift of real value. Something that they will use, something that they will think about you every time that they use, and something that they say, well, that was great. That wasn't just like flowers or chocolate or something like that. It was actually something of real value. And then over time, as you continue to work with them, because I like to keep people on the customer advisory board for about 2 years, and then rotate them off and rotate other people on, is to say thanks to them in other ways. So periodically, like 2 to 3 times a year, I like to send out a gift basket, or if I get a T-shirt made, I send them one of the T-shirts. I may send them another gift. If we do a live conference, they're going to get a special little ribbon on the bottom of their name badge. I may actually even invite them to come the night before, and we have dinner together or something like that. Just give them ways to make them feel special, to acknowledge the value that they are bringing to the entire equation here. I handle each one of them separately and do it just what makes the most sense. I recommend that you do not, because I know that this is a question running around in a few minds, don't give them free access to your course. You actually want to have people who have gone through the process of buying, so they are connected. They get that additional emotional thing that they bought, and now you're asking them to give you a continued feedback. I also recommend that you don't give them outright payment, like sending them dollars. That starts, it shifts. I've done it before. That customer advisory board I told you about, where we actually had the customers come in and help us name the brand, I gave them like $1,000 a year to sit on that council. And here's the thing. I noticed that when we did that, from the just sending out some nice stuff prior to that, it sort of shifted the way they looked at things. It's like they felt like an employee. They felt like I owed them something. I owed them more. And it just, there was a subtle change that happened. And I discovered that seems to happen when you send people money. Send them nice stuff, but probably not sending them money. When you get good people on your customer advisory board, they tend to turn into things like good brand advocates. They start telling people about you, posting on social media, telling their friends about you. They tend to be an amazing source of testimonials for you. And of course, they also give you amazing feedback, which is, by the way, sort of the reason why you have a customer advisory board in the first place, to get this great feedback. All right. That's my feelings about a customer advisory board. I think it's a good idea. I think almost every small business should have them, because most of us don't talk to our customers frequently enough. What's been your experience of this? Do you have one? Have you ever been on one? Would you like one? Does this make sense to you? What question do you have about it? Let me know in the comments somewhere, like down there, over there, wherever it is. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.